All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to Unity Church. Thanks, Larry. And we'd like to begin our service, and we're going to say our affirmation for this month of February. It'll come up on your screen. So let's go ahead, and I'll say it alone first, and then you can join me. I am love. I express love easily and graciously each day. I am grateful. Let's affirm this together. I am love. I express love easily and graciously each day. I am grateful.
Love. Love is the natural expression of who I am. The more I learn about the power of the heart, the more I see that love is the natural expression of who I am. I tap into my heart energy and shift my focus. I bring my attention from my busy day to the wellspring of love within. I drop my awareness from my head to my heart and relax into God's love. The energy of the heart is powerful enough to foster peace and connection even from a distance. In my prayer times, I remember that God's love radiates outward, touching people around the globe throughout the day. I silently bless each person I see and every person who comes into my mind. Following Jesus, teaching to love one another, I radiate love and kindness to all. I know God's love is at work in the world. Let all that you do be done in love. Corinthians 16:14. And so our affirmation. So I'll say it first. Love is the natural expression of who I am. Together, love is the natural expression of who I am.
Thanks, Sasha. And now I invite you to visualize our sanctuary as a beautiful heart. And we see our heart moving and filling us and moving through our sanctuary area back into Sunday school and just filling our center with this beautiful energy of love. Especially today, it's a wonderful thing to know that around the world, people are focusing on love. So let us see this heart filled with our love, the love we have for ourselves, for each other, and our world. And right here and right now, if you know of anyone in need of prayer, any circumstance in your life or in our world in need of prayer, we see them in our heart as we sing the prayer for protection. And now I invite you to get comfortable where you are. Close your eyes if that feels right to you. We begin our time of centering and prayer by just breathing. Let us take in a deep breath, the very breath of life that is God. And we hold it for a moment. And exhaling, we begin to relax. Breathing in again deeply. Holding it again for just a moment. As we exhale this time, we quiet our mind. We calm our emotions. And once more, breathing in. And holding it just briefly. As we exhale this time, we rest in the consciousness of our heart. We truly know that right here and right now, this day, this is our time of reconnecting with the God of our being. And today is a special day of focusing on love. And as we relax our breath with an easy in, easy out, we just know Breathing in, God is. Exhaling, loving me. God is loving me. God is loving me. These holy moments, we set aside anything that blocks us from being here right now. We allow that presence and power within to illuminate every cell of our being, to fill us with love, knowing that we have more than enough love for every moment of every day. Love is. God is. Know this truth to be the one you embrace right here and right now. God is loving me now. And with that love, I am able to love myself and others. Right here and right now. Just allow this to fill you, this truth. As we go into a time of quiet prayer, allow the love in you to dissolve any difficulties. Allow the love in you to dissolve any challenges you may have right now. And in these moments, embrace the love who you are, right here and right now in the silence. I invite you now to take another deep breath. And as we exhale, we smile, showing that light, that love, that spirit, that truth that is us to brighten our face. And so, in these moments, we allow ourselves to be filled with gratitude and thanksgiving for love. And we say, thank you, God, thank you, Spirit, thank you, life, for love, right here and right now. And so it is. Amen. Lots of love today. Can you just feel it? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, yes. So how's everyone today? Filled with love? No? There's no response? None whatsoever? Okay. So are you filled with love today?
Yes.
All right. See, and we bake it till we... Did you want a chair?
I've got one right here.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I hate squatting down there. We're good. Yes, today's a day of love. That's where we can freely talk about love and let it be easily manifested in you. It can be challenging to love, can't it, sometimes? Anyone? Is it hard for you to just love unconditionally? Mm-hmm. We could have classes. There are classes, lots of classes about this very thing. And Valentine's Day, it always was special in my life because it was my mother's birthday. So I always thought she picked the best day to be born on because it was all about love. And she did her very best in her life to feel love and give love and be love to those around her. And she was a legal secretary, so it wasn't always easy for her to love what she did. And at one time she worked for the governor of the state of California, and she was his secretary, and she just always said she knew much more than she wanted to know about things. And so, bless her heart, it was like learning how to not internalize all that stuff that we can take in. And because we are loving beings, when you come to a Unity Church, New Thought, religious science, whatever it might be, you feel the love when you walk in the door, don't you? Because we are open and receptive to love. It's an affirmation that I say most every day. I am now open and receptive to love, to prosperity, to God's greatness in my life. And all we have to do is suit up and show up. And Valentine's Day, there's lots of history about Valentine's Day. It's been around for a very, very long time. Did you know that? The 400s, the 200s maybe. There were 3 saints. They're not sure which one really created this. But love was sent by letter to the one you loved on this day. And so it was created a holiday in England in the 400s to celebrate love and to let the people that you knew in your life that you loved them. So it isn't just a Hallmark day. It isn't something that was totally created by American commerce. But it's the second largest card giving day in our nation and actually in the world. There's like now 20 billion, I just heard this on the radio this morning, 20 billion Valentine's cards. How's that? Do you send them? Do you get them? Do you express your love to people? There's various kinds of love. We know that, right? Are all of you aware of the different, C.S. Lewis wrote a book, and it was called it was about love, and it was called The Book of Love. And we have 4 types of love that we express in our day-to-day living. And like Centers for Spiritual Living, the Agape ministry, that's like the ultimate love, the unconditional love, that God love, the love that we know that we have inside of ourselves that comes from something greater than who we are. And the agape love it can be brotherly love, it can be charity, it can be giving. It's the love of God for man and of man for God. Agape love is used in ancient texts to denote feelings for one's children and the feelings for a spouse. And it was also used to refer to a love feast. Agape is used by Christians to express the unconditional love of God for his children. Agape is the love used, and it was further explained by Thomas Aquinas as to will the good of another. And you're in a really good place when you've had issues with someone and you can get to that place of love that says, I want the best for them. If you wanted to buy a special car or a special house and someone beat you to it, is it easy to say, I really want him to have it? We want to be in that place where we can say, yes, I love you enough to say, I want you to have this because my good will come to me. That's what we know. We absolutely know that in truth as students here, that our love will come to us. The more that we give, it's one of the teachings of unity. When you give out, what happens? It comes back to you. So if you're giving out a little bit of hatred and anger and animosity, what do you think's coming your way? the same. So we want to manifest in our life that good and that love. When I worked in insurance, I always thought church and insurance were kind of the same thing, because here I was selling somebody something that they were going to need when they couldn't get it anymore. That's insurance. And to put you back in the condition you were in prior to the loss. Is God kind of like that? We'd like to be in that place where we were before we experienced pain, before we experienced a loss. So I thought in my life, in my career, I picked two professions that were very manly. Men were insurance agents. Men have always been preachers. And yet, it was a calling that I had. I wanted to be the greater good. And I wanted to help everybody get insurance who couldn't get insurance. And I'll tell you, there's not much money in that. When you're trying to help the underdogs, because usually they're not insurable. So it's a very interesting thing to learn about life and doing what we do. And so love is the answer. And I knew that I was in the right place when I worked in my office, because my life would be surrounded by people, my coworkers. And were we talking about insurance? Yes, when the boss was walking by. But we were mostly talking about life. My family would come to visit me, and I worked downtown on the 22nd floor. And in those years where I flew back and forth every Sunday, I did my insurance work on the weekdays, and then I came here on the weekends. Well, actually, it was Sunday morning. And this filled me for the week of working and doing all the things that I had to do to be an insurance agent. And was it what I loved to do? Nope. I loved my weekend. Preparing for a lesson brings me joy. Expressing truth brings me joy. The last 2 Saturdays we've had our new members classes. And has it been a wonderful experience? Absolutely. And we have 4 beautiful people who are joining our ministry, and they'll be in front of us on the 28th. But we created love between us. We did it with prayer partnership. We did it with communicating. We did it with sharing our stories and our truth by drawing and playing with Play-Doh. We do a lot of different things in our new members classes to help us open up to the spirit of truth that is inside. And that is that agape love. We have love that is very similar, where we love our pets. How many of you have pets and you just love your pets? We do. We do. My kitty, as I was walking out, Harry, he was just rolling in front of me. I was like, please don't trip me, because I'm walking out towards church. But he just wanted some love. He really did. When he rolls in front of me, he just wants me to stop what I'm doing and love him. Now, we could try that. Roll on the ground when you want some love. Roll on the ground. And the significant other in your life can say, they just want me to love them. Wouldn't that be something good to start? Why not? Why not? Yeah. So anyway, there is that kind of love. And that's that, it's called storge. It's a special kind of love that is for our children and our pets, our parents. And it's the common or natural empathy like that felt for parents and their offspring. Rarely used in ancient works, and then almost exclusively as a descriptor of relationships within the family. It's also known to express mere acceptance or putting up with situations, as in loving the tyrant. So when you love somebody that isn't exactly doing right by you, you can think of, I'm storge for you. I had to go over that a bunch of times because it just doesn't seem like it should be pronounced the way that it is. And then philia love is the affection, the friendship, that love that we have for those in our lives that aren't family. And we just have that affection for the people that you become friends with. We see it every Sunday here. How many of you have friendships that have been created right here in Unity? Almost everyone has. In our new members class, I was sharing with them that we, in Palo Alto, when I lived there, we had study groups. And we'll be starting those again this year. And they were always based on a book, 7-week study groups. And these groups, we gathered together to study something about unity and truth. And eventually, we turned it into a game night. So after we finished studying the book, we continued and we played games on Monday nights. We had so much fun. And from that evolved a wonderful experience of family things, barbecues, births, deaths, swimming, all kinds of things, hanging out at other people's houses. And those are some of the closest people that I feel that love for. And they became my Unity family in Palo Alto. So we get to create that love once we're open and receptive to it and allowing it to manifest and to move through us. And the other type of love that we have is our sexual love, which is the eros and the erotic love. And most of us have experienced that in some way or another. But it even goes deeper than that because it means passion. It's a modern Greek word for intimate love. Plato refined his own definition. Although eros is initially felt for a person, with contemplation it becomes an appreciation of the beauty within that person, or even becomes appreciation of beauty itself. And we live in a beautiful place, don't we? The ocean, the mountains, whatever it is, whatever calls to you in Hawaii, which is beautiful music as well. And it has this mystique. When I was a child, I couldn't wait to come to Hawaii. My grandmother used to come here, and I thought it had to be the best place on earth. And when I had the opportunity to move here and live here, and now I've lived here most of my life, do I want to live anywhere else? We talk about it often. Nope. There's beautiful places, but there's something that calls us here. And the Big Island especially, because if you come here and things don't seem to work out, it's like this island will kick you out, won't it? How many of you know people who came here to live here, thought it would be great, and it did not work for them? And then there's us. And we embrace the volatility of a live volcano. I have friends who say, "Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind living on an island with a volcano?" Maybe. I always say I'm crazy anyway. Live volcano. Yeah, exactly. One that's been spewing as old as my youngest son is. And so this is a day where we get to love the volcanoes. We get to love the things that we may not love, and we consciously become aware of love. Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, wrote this about love. And I use it in my wedding ceremony. Part of it, it says, "Love is the pure essence of being that binds together the whole human family. Of all the attributes of God, love is undoubtedly the most beautiful. Love is an inner quality that sees good everywhere and in everyone. It insists that all is good, and by refusing to see anything but good, it causes that quality to appear uppermost in itself and in all things. That means that as we work through life, love draws itself to us." Any of you that have gone to 12-step groups for recovery in some sort, I remember hearing a long time ago that this is in like Kona meetings and adult children of alcoholics, of which I am one of those people. And I remember hearing that when you have a dysfunctional family and a dysfunctional life, when you walk into a room and you're looking for love, You go for the love for the person way on the other side of the room, and you miss all the people that are loving you right in your face. Because you think you know what's best for you, but love is always right in front of us. But we say, no, I want that over there. That looks way better than all this here. And so we discount and don't look at the love that is right in front of us. And it may not be in the form of a relationship. It might be like the cat rolling in the driveway. Just saying, I'm so happy that I've known you for like 15, how many years? A lot of years we've had Harry. And he still looks like a little fluffy kitten. And he acts like it too. So it's like, that's love. And what about you? My grandson couldn't wait to come in and give me his Valentine that he made for me. And I remember those days of wanting to give Valentines and love to other people. I was sharing with my daughter yesterday that I remembered feeling so loved when I was 13 because I was a Girl Scout. How many of you are the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts of America? Yes. And always prepared and to do our best. So we were on one of those Girl Scout tours. We went to San Francisco because I lived in the Bay Area. I grew up there. And we were on a cable car ride and it got into an accident. It wouldn't stop, actually, going down one of the hills. So they had to use the big emergency brake. Well, unfortunately, I hit my head and I got a concussion. I hit it on the pole. And it was Valentine's Day, which is also, in a few days, it'll be my birthday. So it was a time of celebrating. But I had to go to a hospital and I had to stay home from school because I had a concussion. And it was Valentine's Day. And I told Sasha yesterday, it was so wonderful because I took time because I couldn't go anywhere or do anything. And I made a box, covered it with all kinds of things, and had my mom take my Valentines to school. And she brought it back the next day. And I had a box full of love from people that may not have given me a Valentine when I was present. Did that ever happen to you? You know, that did happen. You know, you really wanted a Valentine from somebody special. But it made me feel good, even though I was at home, I wasn't physically well, and had to move through that experience. And in those days, remember when parents left their children at home alone? You kind of took care of yourself? Any of you old enough to remember that? That we didn't really have babysitters? We babysat ourselves and each other. And so there I was home. My mom worked full time. There were 4 of us. And just to know that there was love that was coming to me from somewhere that I didn't really expect it. So that's why we want to be open and receptive to love, because we don't know where it's going to be coming from. But if we do our due diligence and we do our part of continuing to express love out into the world, it will come back to us. It is a law of the universe. And that like attracts like, and love attracts love. So I invite you to allow this consciousness of love to not just be on today, Valentine's Day, but to allow it to manifest in you. Because I know, and you know, and we teach that love will dissolve all issues. Any difficulty that you have, there is not enough love that it will not dissolve it all. So let's love one another. Let that love come to you in ways that you least expect it, and ways that you look forward to having it manifest in you. Thank you, everyone.